Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to SuperGIS webinar, Predicting the Future of Forest with GIS. This webinar will be around 40 minutes with 10 minutes Q&A time by the end of the session. My name is Dei. I'm the Regional Manager in SuperGIS and I'll be your hostess today. Our speaker, Chris, is right here next to me.
Good day, everyone. I'm Chris.
Chris is the support engineer in SuperGIS Training Center. He has a master's degree in forest, professional knowledge in forestry resource conservation management, plus he has plenty of first-line support experiences with GIS solution. So please feel free to raise any ideas or questions to discuss with us during the webinar. Okay, I can see more and more of you join us online now. Thanks very much for your support. Before we started, I would like to invite you to do a quick poll for us. Please give us a chance to know more about you. Please share with us that have you ever tried any SuperGIS software before? We'll come back in 1 minute. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. Thanks for doing the poll for us. I can see like 41% of you have heard and tested SuperGIS solution before. And for the rest of you who is not quite familiar with SuperGIS yet, don't worry. I'll give you a quick introduction first. Here you can see is the SuperGIS product roadmap. SuperGIS provides just cross-platform solution like server GIS for data sharing and publishing, desktop GIS for data analyzing, mobile GIS for data collection, and developer GIS for users with development skills to customize your own applications. Today we're going to show you how to maintain ecosystem, to predict species distribution, and to perform forest conservation plan by SuperGIS platform. And we will focus on SuperGIS Desktop mainly. SuperGIS Desktop is a powerful GIS platform with complete GIS tool where you can display, edit, query, analyze all the geospatial data easy and speedy. For example, in this image, the original landform and its special features is clearly visualized on the map. The yellow circle you see here means the population number. The bigger the circle is means more population in each area. And I understand in a real project, we may have lots of different data formats from different resources like LiDAR, shapefiles, DFX, KML, etc. And those data can all be easily imported to SuperGIS solution. And the geodatabase will store this data like Microsoft SQL, Oracle Special, and PostgreSQL are also supported. In addition, 6 analyst extensions are provided to extend the capability in SuperGIS Desktop, like 3D Analyst, Network Analyst, Special Analyst, topology, biodiversity, and spatial statistical analyst. Chris will show us the whole workflow with SuperPad for data collection and also on SuperGIS Desktop plus special analysts to help us to foresee and to conserve forest ecosystem with GIS. If you have any questions during the webinar, please just type in the red box on your right-hand side, or you can just send us an email to staff@supergirtech.com. And welcome to follow us on Twitter at SuperGIS. Okay, Chris, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Zhe. Hello, good day, everyone. Welcome to join the SuperGIS webinar. Today, we are going to talk about forest management and the conservation plan. We will give you the best solution to show how to develop a species distribution model with SuperGIS. If you have any question or comment in today's topic, I'm very great to answer in the Q&A time. Alright, so let's talk about today's topic. This is the outline for today's speaking. First, I want to talk the study background of the popular natural issue, something like the climate change and the global warming. And then the second one, I would like to take Taiwan as an example to show you how to data collection and build out the prediction model and decide the protect area for the tree species. After that, to integrate those model and the prediction map and the species habitat information for the conservation planning. Okay, nowadays we heard so much about the environment impacts in our lives. What did you think, Zhe?
Yes, I also noticed news about the polar bear, which you show us on the upper right-hand side. The polar bear is like super skinny because of the global warming.
Yeah, it's true. It's very tragedy. We know more and more the wildlife at high risk from the climate change. We're deeply aware of the biodiversity decline. And according to the expert prediction that 1/4 of Earth species will hit full extinction by 2050 if we don't do anything. We will experience a major biodiversity decline. I think it's time to take challenge and make difference. Okay. Therefore, what we can do for our Earth's own life. That's our goal today. Forests are the greatest natural resource on the world. For the sustainable ecosystem, we should care our forest health and keep biodiversity. That's why the topic we focus on the forest resource. To achieve this target, we need ability to understand the species habitat information. And how do we know the definition of a species habitat? Okay, let me give you an example. And here we can see the environment space in 2 dimensions, average temperature and annual precipitation. We see that the frog are happy to grow within the green area region because it living with the suitable environment condition. While the outside of the green area the frog is not so lucky because the non-suitable environment range will cause the death or absence. So now we already know the species habitat information is the key information. But how do we going to calculate the species habitat information? And here I want to give you the workable framework, species distribution model. It becomes an essential tool and can help many dimensions, such as it could target the field survey, design the conservation plan, and explore the potential consequence of the climate change. And this model integrates the GIS and the statistical tool, greatly enhance worker capacity to meet that challenge by giving them ability to describe the pattern and can to know the natural over broader spatial scale. It means we don't need just follow the traditional forest survey. We could use the new technology to collect the data by the GPS and broadly use the remote sensing data like LiDAR data, SAR data, and high resolution data image, and integrated all the attribute and the spatial data into the GIS to analyzation and interpretation. Once we create a prediction model, and then we can get the map information. You can view the data map in 2D or 3D. It will easily to read the species ecological features in the different environment factors. Therefore, After today's webinar, you will get the ability to find out the species potential habitat distribution. With SuperGIS solution, you don't need to waste your time in the field survey anymore, and you can easily to create your prediction model. More importantly, as a forest manager, you will get the key to design the appropriate management principle to set species reserve by the GIS. So I think it's a pretty cool model and a promising idea for the forest and the ecological research. And next, I will show you a case studies from the central Taiwan of Huisun forestation. Because the area over half the land is covered with the forest, that make Taiwan become a hotspot of biodiversity in the world. And the target species, we pick out the Chinese Goga trees.
And Chris, can you tell us why do we choose this target species?
That's a good point. Because the Chinese Goga trees is an indicate species and widespread in Taiwan mountain. That's why I choose it our target species.
And I also remember that a lot of handmade furnitures in Taiwan are made from this kind of tree, right?
Yes, that's true. Chinese Goga tree can be used to make furniture and has high economic value. Maybe we see the chair, use the table made from the Chinese Goga trees. So let's move to the SDM workflow, and I want to share which essential element for the model building, and how many steps to do the prediction model, and how to use those information to make conservation planning. Okay. And as a forest surveyor, I believe that 1,000 miles with one step, and that step, SuperGIS solution gives you an efficient way to data collection and to get variable data layers. And for example, everyone can see that before we go to the forest, I can prepare my related table and the custom table by the SuperPad in the office. Okay, sorry. So it's easy operation and speed up my surveying time. Besides, the data point were corrected by the post-processing. We can get the sub-meter level, okay?
Chris, I know to get the sub-meter result, we also have the entry solution in SuperPad. Why is not used in this kind of project?
Yeah, SuperPad has an entry tool and easily to get high accuracy level. That's a good idea, but cannot practical in this case because we have very, very poor internet connection under the forest environment. That's why we set up base and rover station to obtain every tree's position.
Okay, Chris, I see you are a very professional forester.
Yes.
And do you have any like personal experiences you can share with us?
Sure, of course. Everybody can see the right-hand side. You can see this is me in the picture. I'm standing at the Chinese Goga trees. Everyone can see the tree is tall and big. It's not easy to get one position. And so we always need to climb the tree and hold on the antenna. But sometimes we're still unable to reach the target species because the natural barriers, something like the valley, big rocks, blocked on the road. In this moment, I can use expanded way to connect my laser gun and measure the target species with laser rangefinder. Okay. And for the forest ecological research, we know the variable could celebrate four components. That's including the soil, biotic, topography, and the climate factors. In this case, we use the MDBI and the topographic variable such as elevation, slope, and aspects since it's generated from the DTN and get a raster layer easy. Okay, now I will show you the demo and give you a scenario to use the SuperPad to data collection. Okay, and this is the SuperPad interface.
Chris, we have two versions in one SuperPad, which is one on PC and one on PDA. So like you're synchronizing your device on the PC right now?
Yes, I just connect my handheld to my PC and active to scene to show this demo. Okay, so just imagine that we go to the Huisun forestation and in the data collection. And we carry on the GPS equipment, work in the forest, and try to find out the tree species. And certainly, we see the target species in front of our eyes. It's very exciting, and we want to data collection the target position. So what are we going to do now? I just turn on the GPS, and in a few seconds, the GPS cursor will show on the map. Okay, so we can capture the point by the GPS. Okay, click yes, of course. Then the property page will show up. I have a lot of related table and a custom table in my office because I don't need to manually tag every data in the field. It's not smart and waste of my time. But with SuperPad, I can quickly record any key information. Let me show you. I can record the date, time, and who's the today's recorder, maybe it's the and we can take the photo field and record the geotag layer and like this one. Okay, I can show you. So you will see we're ready to take the photo, and we take the plan, the picture. Maybe sometime we will take a photo because we want to check the tree health and habitat surrounding. So then we can get the geotag photo and we can save it as a photo layer. And more amazing things that when I choose the type column and select the tree while I create the items, the class column in the second column will can to choose the relationship and corresponding the related table.
Okay, so that means that we can easily find our target.
Yes, that's true. So I can select the species Chinese Goga trees and tap OK. And I added the point feature will show on the map. So you can see the screen. I just on the map here.
And this point is what we just captured by GPS, right?
Yes, of course. And if you want to check and recheck your data information, you can use the identify function, okay, to check your data information. And as we know, you will easily to type error in the field. So SuperPad can let me to modify the attribute value in media. Okay, let's show you. Maybe I will need to change the dbh value. Okay, give the 15 and step OK. So now you change your data information. So this is how we collect data in the field survey. And the other data layer, I can use the SuperGIS Desktop to achieve it. Okay, so now everyone can see this is the interface of the SuperGIS Desktop. And I just add on the satellite image from the Formosa 2 satellite image and add in the DTN data layers. And in the following step, I will show you how to generate the slope layers from the DTN. Okay, so I active Spatial Analyst tool and select the Surface Analyst, choose the slope. Okay, click OK. Just remind you determine your green size and input the DTN layer. And you will get the output of a slope map and know which place slope is steeper or the gentler. And the degrees were from the 0 to 90 degrees.
So this is the result of the slope analyst?
Yes, of course you can do the same step to get a spec layers.
Okay.
Okay, so now I will try to use Formosa 2 satellite image and to get MDBI vegetation index. I open the SuperGIS toolkit, and SuperGIS toolkit is a powerful toolbox. It has hundreds of tools. I just pick out the MDBI because everybody knows that this MDBI is gradually used the natural resource research. Okay, and it can to estimate the green vegetation of the area. So I can know the growth status of the green vegetation and distinguish where is the bare land and where is the vegetation place. All right. Okay. So the data so the data population will down now. In the next part, we can use those data to build out our prediction model later.
Okay, thank you, Chris, and thank you, our wonderful audience. If you have any questions, please type in the red box on your right-hand side. I can see some questions pops out. We'll try to answer you as many as we can in QA time. And for now, please help us to do another quick poll. And we in the next part, Chris will show us how to get a prediction map. We'll come back in 2 minutes. Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back and thank you for doing the poll for us. I'll share the result with you. 46% of our audience are in GIS industry and other 19% are in government section. The other 19 are innovative industry. No matter which industry you're in, I hope our webinar today will be very useful for your project or your research. So in the last session, Chris just showed us how to collect data with SuperPad and how to process the environmental data with SuperGIS Desktop. So now Chris will talk about how to get a prediction map with the MDBI layer and show us in 2D and 3D platform. Chris, please.
Thank you, Zhe. Hi, welcome back. The previous section, we already shared how to data collection and the processing. In the next, I want to use the logistic regression to build a prediction model. And logistic regression is a frequently used way for modeling species distribution. We can easily to calculate probability for every place and set the threshold to get where are the high potential, middle potential, or non-suitable distribution region. And to use this model, I need prepare comparison data. As everyone can see, I need to prepare two types, habitat and non-habitat data information, and extract the environment data layer to point the data. So I show on the list table, and everybody can see that. And to use the binary data and interpretation of logistic regression in habitat selection. Okay, now let's show the demo and let everybody knows how to use the SuperGIS Desktop to build the prediction model. Okay, so I'm going on the SuperGIS Desktop and I just add my raw data point, which include suitable and non-suitable. I create a habitat field, and 1 is mean suitable, 0 is mean non-suitable habitat. And in the next, I will show you how to extract the data layer and append the information to the data. So I act as a spatial analyst and select extraction, append the tool, and you will quickly to get the information to append the data in the attribute field. Okay, just like you see that. So after it goes well, you will get all information attribute in the attribute information. So you can see the point data within the attribute information like this one. Okay, so from the elevation to the MDBI, the information we're getting there. So in the next, let's go to create a regression model. Now I just open the Spatial Statistical tool and select the Data Analyst. And please remind to input your data within all the attribute information and choose a binary data habitat and select you want to input the variables. And click the tab, you will quickly to get a regression formula and a regression coefficient. The final step, just copy the regression formula and we can do the get prediction method by the raster calculator. Okay, the function will take some time and you will get a grayscale map. And actually the grayscale map included key information can help you to know the species habitat distribution. Okay, select this one. So to change the map symbology to visualize the prediction, know the potential habitat, we can to visualize prediction resource better. Okay, just like this one. Okay, so you can see it much better. You can see the probability vary from the data content from low to high, and the origin means the high potential suitable area for the Chinese Goga tree to grow. And you can easily to know where is the high potential area and where we need to focus on the location.
And Chris, I see that we have overlaid the like the river layer
Yes.
and the boundary layer. So our users, they can also overlay with all the data format or information they would require.
Yes, just depend on the user. If you want to know the relationship and the surrounding, you can add the vector layer and the raster layer you want. Okay, so the map save a lot of time to guess where are the species growth in the entire study area. But if we only use the 2D data, it's hard to feel the species ecological features and to realize the distribution region. So what we can do? SuperGIS Desktop provide you a powerful to show you the 3D simulation. So I can want to display the map in 3D by SuperGIS Globe. Okay. So now here's a SuperGIS Globe. I just add my prediction map and the Formosa satellite image. And I'm inputting the DTN elevation for the 3D and to show the elevation terrain model. Okay, I try to present a different view angle and to show you different display effects. So so we can figure out the Chinese Goga trees prefer living the near rigid position and the higher elevation to growth. It might be easy to know that species kind of light demanding tree species. Okay, so with the slope to define the terrain model. Okay, we know that the Chinese Goga tree prefer growing at the gentle slope, not the steeper place. And those key information become the critical information for the forest manager. Okay, so you can see this very sloper place to growth. And return to the elevation, you can see it's very clear. The prediction map, the Chinese Koga tree prefer living the high elevation place. Okay, so I summarize that's the statistic and to show you the resource. Okay, and within the green area region development condition, Chinese Koga tree can grow very well. It keeps the middle high elevation from the 1,000 to the 2,000 meters and above 40 below the 40 degrees, sorry, and to grow very well. That's result amid our field survey and observation experience. Besides, the map can narrow down less than 5% high potential area from entire study. It means I can save 95% cost and the labor in the future investigation. This means power for forest and ecological research. We suggest the model used for conservation purpose and the manager tool. Okay, now let's quick review today's the workflow and the main conclusion. The first part, I create related table and the custom table and help me to speed up my surveying time. And the second part, and quickly build out a prediction model, and I can get the species habitat information and the prediction map. And the third part, to visualize the data in 3D and easily to understand the species ecological feature. And finally, as a forest manager, I can get a key to list the priority level and set up the natural resource management. And though the whole resource will be important reference for our research and to go to help us to predict our future forests and protect our ecosystem balance. Okay. Okay guys, if you want to get more SuperGIS solution application and wish you in solve special problem and make a smart decision, please contact us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chris, for the webinar. It's brilliant. I hope the webinar today will help you to plan and execute your forestry and biodiversity conservation in the shortest time and in the smartest way. And now please help us to do a final poll. And at the same time, please send us your questions, as many as possible. We'll answer it after the break. We'll come back in 2 minutes. Thank you. Hello, welcome back. Thank you for doing the poll first. 65% of you are concerned about convenience and functionality when you're going to choose a GIS platform. And other 21% of you will be more focused on technical support and training resources. Okay. Now we will choose 3 questions to answer. And I noticed that some of you are asking about the system requirement of SuperGIS solution. I have prepared this slide for your reference. Okay, and the first question is, Chris, can you help us to answer this? About the model you just shared, can it also be applied on animal or birds?
Yeah, I would say yes. The model also suitable to use the animal or birds, and other you want to study the target. It becomes a common application of this method to predict the species range with the climate data as a predictor. Just like we share the workflow, and you will get a map to find out the species potential habitat information.
Okay, thank you. And the second question, let's see. Okay, somebody's asking that he has a list of 300 items in Excel file, and he would like to capture location for each item. And how can we do that? I think it's on SuperPad, right?
Yes, it's on SuperPad. Just like, of course, in SuperPad, you can achieve these needs. You can custom a drop-down menu or create a relate table in the office. After that, when you use the Edit Attribute page, you can enter the Enter Attribute page to design your type of field. Then you can see the drop-down menu and choose one item as the attribute values. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Oh, some people are asking where can we find a SuperPad. Actually, you can see on this slide, you can download the 30-day free trial on SuperGeo website. And some of you are asking where can we get a copy of this PowerPoint material and video. Yes, we will upload it, all the material, including the slide and the video, to SuperGIS website in 24 hours. Okay, let's move to the final question. Okay, which one? Let's see. Okay, this one. Chris, the SuperGIS globe we just introduced support other 3D data.
Okay, that's a good point. SuperGIS globe support multiple image data like the TIFF and image data, and we majorly supports the KML, KMZ, and the CTGNL file, allowing you to import the model. And you, of course, you can use the DTN data to build your 3D terrain model. And the principle is to tag DTN data with elevation information and to equate as the best map, and then you can overlay the satellite image layers. Just I show you the demo. I overlay the Formosa to the satellite image. Okay.
Okay. Talking about the Formosa 2 satellite image, I just saw the question asking about which satellite image we use in the demo. Chris, you choose the Formosa 2 satellite image, right?
Yes, I choose it.
Okay. If you're interested in the satellite image, you can also find information and pricing information on SuperGeo website. Okay. Due to the time limits, we're going to end the webinar right now. If your questions is not answered yet, don't worry, we'll send you the email later. Okay, thank you very much for joining us today. We will see you in the next webinar.